and welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, for the all-important second leg encounter coming live from Old Trafford, the theatre of dreams, as Manchester United take on Barcelona. It is time to do battle again, and right now the score, of course, standing at 2 goals apiece, and with no away goals rule, there is nothing to separate the two teams. There is everything to play for on Thursday, and coming up today, we're going to be discussing exactly what we can expect from this game, the two teams coming up against each other, and whether Barca are able to pull off a big win, and how these teams are going to line up. It is all on the way for you. This one, it is big, so come on. And let's do it, because kickoff is going to be coming to us at 9 p.m. Barcelona time, and live from Manchester, it is going to be an 8 p.m. kickoff there in what is expected to be a sellout crowd at Old Trafford. There's going to be a big atmosphere on Thursday, I've got no doubt about that, just like the scenes that we saw at the Camp Nou last week. There's a real big European contest, a real heavyweight feel about this fixture, because make no mistake, you're looking back there at the first leg, we all gave it the big build-up. We all thought that it was going to be special, and it ended up being exactly that. It was a fast-paced game, plenty of intensity from the two teams, 4 goals, 2 apiece, and I think both teams had spells in the game where they felt like they were on top, where they felt as though the game could have been theirs to win, and it was entertaining stuff. However, there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that coming away from that game, as much as it was exhilarating, Barca disappointed. In the end, we all came away as fans here frustrated by what we'd seen, frustrated that we hadn't seen the best version of ourselves, that we hadn't really shown everything that we were capable of. We know that we can do more. We know that we can give more. And I think a lot of that stemmed from the starting lineup in the first leg. We've spoken about it a lot since the game. Of course, we all know the mistakes that Xavi made, the strange selection decisions that we saw. And I think now, in this second leg, it makes it all that more important, especially when you're looking at Xavi, when you're looking at that pressure now. It is on in this return leg, because we said before that I feel that Xavi underestimated the importance of the first leg against Manchester United. They're talking about rotation before the game. I think the big question now, therefore, is going to be, does Xavi understand the importance of the second? Is he aware here of now what this fixture means to us fans? Because let me make it very clear, guys. It's not about the Europa League. It's not about the fact here that I want us to get through and I want to see us go deep in this competition because this is where we belong or anything like that. The competition for me, it's kind of irrelevant. What I'm looking at here is facing a top team. That's what United are. That's what their form shows. That's what their coach shows. That's what their players show. They are a top team, and that's where the challenge is. That is why we want to see this team stand up, because I think here we are looking for a performance. We are looking again to show on the European stage a statement. We've waited a long time for it. We waited what seems like an age in Europe for Barca to stand up and produce. And what better place to do it? What better stadium, an atmosphere, a stage to do it on than the turf at the Theatre of Dreams, Old Trafford. Because indeed, at the weekend, following the first leg there on Sunday, both teams returned to league action, and they both returned with some success as well. Barca recorded a 2-0 win over Cadiz, and United with a 3-0 win over Leicester. And what we saw there was confidence from the two teams, but I think also with their mind on this game. We saw rotation from both coaches. They were clearly looking to this second leg. It was all building up for this. But I think what's interesting, when you're looking at Man United's situation, the game that they have to come after this game on Thursday. They have a cup final there coming against Newcastle, who have been resurgent this season, of course, on Sunday afternoon. So less than 3 days after United play Barca, they've got that cup final at Wembley. And you do wonder whether that will play any part there. Will that be in the back of Ten Hag's mind? Will that be in the back of the mind of some of the players? Because a cup final, it's a cup final. You want to be there. It is a big game. So that is in the background. And I think, speaking of cups as well, you look also at Barca in terms of what's just around the corner for us. Well, it's Real Madrid. We will be heading into El Clasico just next week in the first leg of our Copa del Rey semi-final, and that's a massive game for us. And what we'll want to do is go into that game with momentum, with confidence, continuing this impressive run. We don't want that confidence to slip away now, to get a bad result here and to suddenly then questions and doubts start to emerge. We've got to keep going. We have to make sure we're heading into that game with momentum, because just look at last night. In terms of what Real Madrid can do, I think we should be spurred on from what we saw from them at Anfield. It was an incredible game. The Liverpool took a 2-0 lead. They were 2-0 up against Real Madrid. They seemed to be flying, but Real hit back with five goals at Anfield. Now, we all know that we have an intense rivalry with Real Madrid, but you've got to hold your hands up and say, that was impressive. That's what they can do. And that makes me even more excited and even more determined. Ahead of next week's Clasico, let's keep the confidence going. And so let's get that result this Thursday. Now, in terms of the starting lineups from the two teams and what we can expect now, we're getting closer to kick-off. What are the coaches going to do? What are those big decisions that need to be made? Now, looking first of all at the visitors, Man United, I wouldn't expect too much change from them from the first leg. Like I say, they rotated on Sunday against Leicester, and I think they are going to line up in a very similar manner to what they did at the Camp Nou. One big return there they've got at centre-back, Lisandro Martinez. He's going to slot in alongside Varane, who did get that rest on Sunday. Casemiro and Fred there in midfield, although Sabitzer is back amongst the squad. And I would expect there that forward line to be Rashford down the middle again, Weghorst behind him. Sancho, he could also operate down the middle. That's going to be something to keep an eye on. But that is how I expect United to line up. But when it comes to Barca, now of course yesterday we spoke a lot about what they should do, what they have the possibilities to do, the players that we've got out and how we can replace them and their impact. But here now is what I think Xavi will do. The gut feeling that I have ahead of this game and the lineup that he's going to pick. I think it's going to be Ter Stegen in goal, of course. Along the back line, I think this time we're going to see Araujo at centre-back, and we're going to see him partnered with Andreas Christensen. That is the suggestion right now, that Christensen will definitely start this game. But when it comes to Balde, I'm not so sure about that one. That for me right now is very much 50-50. Will he start? Won't he? And I'm almost inclined to say right now that I think Xavi will start with Jordi Alba. That is just the feeling that I have right now. So Koundé, Araujo, Christensen and Alba along the back line. In midfield then, I think he might go with the three. I think Xavi here might go bold, might change the system there with the absences of Gavi and Pedri. I think Busquets will come back, Frenkie will play, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Roberto in there. I just have that feeling right now that Xavi used him, of course, in the last game, used him in the first leg. Kessie is there, but I just feel like Xavi might opt for Roberto in midfield. Let's wait and see if that happens, because then in attack, I think it's going to be Rafinha on the right-hand side. Xavi is going to start in there, Lewandowski down the middle, and I think Ferran on the left-hand side. Could be Ansu, the opportunity, the chance is there for him, but I just think Ferran, after that performance, although it's not his natural side, though we spoke about that yesterday, but I think Xavi will start him there on the left-hand side. And of course, that lineup, it could be different. There's no guarantee. That was made evident in the first leg. Surprises can certainly happen, but let me know what you think Xavi's going to do. But when it all does come down to it, guys, and when we're thinking about predictions and we're thinking about how this game is going to go, one thing that I forgot was the prediction poll. Nice one. Great work there. That's what you want to do before a big game. Forget the poll. I apologise for that, guys. There's been a lot going on. But please do let me know your predictions down below. How do you think the game will go? What do you think the score will be? And when it comes to my prediction, I think this is going to go long. I would expect, again, a lot of goals in this game from both teams. I think even if we line up there with our best defence, Rashford, he's causing problems. He's scoring goals every single game. It's going to be tough to keep United out. I think Barca are capable of scoring too. So I actually think here we could go to extra time. I would not be surprised to see this game go beyond the 90 minutes into extra time. And who knows, maybe even penalties. I think it's going to be exciting, and it absolutely is a big game for us. So please do let me know, guys. Do you think that Barca can make it through against Manchester United? Do you think we can stand up here in a big game, a big away European game, and show what we can do? Let me know that down below. I will see you soon, after the game, of course. For all the reaction, I'll catch you then. thank you indeed for your support. Thank you for tuning in to all the build-up here and the videos as well over on MORETALKFCB. But until next time, as always, Visca, El Barça.